I promised a video, and here it is. It's taken me a while to get here. So here we are walking at the kitchen. You remember we did the kitchen in 2013 and 14. And now the wall is gone. And the new porch is in. And the trim work is almost all done. Actually, the trim work is done, but we haven't got the curtain brackets up yet, and the curtains. So they took the wall out. They put in a big post, which I asked them to put in cedar posts, which they did. And then they ran 2 3-inch by 12-inch LDL lumber, the length, which is of almost 20 feet, to another post on the other end. That's the cedar post that I wanted to tie in with the rest of the cedar that we had done. So there's 2 5-foot tall by a little less than 4 feet windows. These are 5 feet tall and 4-foot windows, and a sliding glass door. The trim work got finished this weekend. That's all the wood around the windows is finally done. There will be brackets, triangular wooden brackets that will go up above the windows, or actually on the window trim. There'll be a shelf that will run the length of that top window trim all the way across, and also up over the door. So that'll be a shelf and brackets, and those brackets will hold curtains, and the curtains will swing only one way. You'll notice that each of the windows, the left-hand side has a screen on it. The other side is clear. That makes it easy to use your binoculars and everything else because it's unobstructed. So the curtains will all come over and hang over that post so they won't obstruct the windows at all. And then when we need to, we can just bring them all the way across the window. We have to do that because at about 7 o'clock in the afternoon on a summer day, the sun goes low and comes across that water, and it shines so bright that it takes your eyes right out. You can't work in the kitchen because of the glare off the water. So I'll start looking. So from sitting on the couch, you see the beam, and up over the beam is the old cedar shakes. Those were actually in on the old porch because the roof line was much higher and steeper. We lowered the pitch of the roof so that when people got up there to shovel it off, they didn't feel like they were dying or going to fall off and kill themselves. So I stained it the same as the color of the outside of the camp. I am going to be buying nautical rope to put in the seam between, or run it along between the brown and the pine to cover that seam where they come together. It gets a little jagged, but that'll all be covered up. We have LED lights. Those are dimmable. I kind of like the lamp. It gives it a nice shade, but the LED lights are good if you need to see out. As you can see from the camp looking in, we have the couch and a comfy chair, and there's a couch in behind with the table, the coffee table in front of it. The freezer that used to sit in the middle of the wall on the other side of the door is now in the living room. It's the only spot for it. There's my recliner that I bought because I was tired of not having a comfortable chair at camp. And there's the other chair. So we have quite a bit of seating out on the porch that we didn't have before. And the table we can sit in on and play games and still see out to the lake. So we don't have to have a table on the porch anymore. This is my little breakfast table. I have my morning coffee and my little breakfast here. If I'm out here by myself, I might even have lunch there. That gives me the opportunity to look out on the lake and see what's going on. Even brought a little TV out. We only do streaming. The window sills are done in white ash, and I stained them a marine blue. They're thick. They're thicker than the normal wood that you would have on a window. I wanted them beefy and I wanted them wide so we could set drinks on them and not worry about harming them. You see, I got my bottle of water sitting there. And then we have over here the sliding glass door. Lots of outlets. Outlets all along the front. The floor that Heather laid for me. Snap flooring. And yes, I covered it up with a rug because I like the color. But as you can see, this is what it looks like. The beams came out of the old porch. They were holding up the roof. And they were all in really good shape because they were underneath on the roof. So last fall when they were tearing the porch off, I saved them. I didn't know why. I just saved 4 of them. I thought they were in good shape and maybe I could find something to do with them. Well, they're back up on the ceiling and I just love the effect. You can see that there's a mirror behind the table so that you can actually see lake when you're looking in. And in maybe another year I will take that old mirror down, put in a much bigger mirror. It'll really make it look that way. So if I come in to the camp and this is where the couch, this is the view you get from the couch, and this is the view you get from the table. We can move the table out and play games. We can sit people on each end. I am kind of looking for a different table where we don't have to get all on the bench because we're all getting it. The kids don't mind it, but crawling in and out of the bench is a little harder for us older folks. So, other than the curtains and the brackets for the shelf, we have finished up the work. Oh, and the floor. Maybe you can see that was the old floor that had that crappy old linoleum on it. And not only did Sophia and I sand it, but we filled all the cracks in so that it's all smooth, there's no cracks, and there will not be any sand getting down in between the cracks. Now, 3 coats of polyurethane on that. That saved a lot of money because we weren't putting flooring over it, and it looks nice, and it's original to the camp, so I think that's worked out really well. And so that is it so far for the video for the camp and the porch.